Hello and welcome. My name is Ajaxpost and you join me once again here in Transport Inc. As you probably already knew, to be honest, but I like to say it anyway. Well, where are we? Another week, another update. We're now at update 0.9.3. Still in the closed beta stage, but we do have, and I think this was announced just shortly after I uploaded the previous video, we now have an official release date for this game, which is the 27th of August 2020. I was about to say 19 something then, that would have been silly. So basically 7 days time from when I'm recording this anyway. You should all be able to get into Steam and purchase this game. So we're excited to see and make sure that everything actually still works. And yeah, so what have they done? In the latest update, they fixed a number of the bugs and issues and did a little bit more polishing around the game following the feedback from the players of the beta so far. They've been adjusting the demand within the game, which is always one of the things that really they have to get right, as to how demand between towns, between countries, how it changes over time as well, is an important aspect of any transport logistics games. They have also added a difficulty level to the storyline, which is what we're playing here, the story mode. In the last episode, we did notice that the global race option was missing from this game style that you could choose to play. We are told that will be returning. It's just there were other things they had to address within it and so on. But they thought we'll take it away for now while we get it right and then bring it back at some point soon. The other new thing they've added as well, which I hadn't noticed because I haven't played the free play for a while now, and I have been playing story mode for a bit, is you used to have to go through some part at least of the storyline, to sort of the basic tutorial, before you were allowed to get into the free play mode. That restriction has been taken away, so you can now get into free play as and when you like. So what have we got in the story mode? We're going to continue here before. I can't continue my previous save because as they've been doing for a little while now, in fact, every update to the beta changes things so substantially that it can't reload the previous database information into the new version of the game, which is kind of a good thing because I had made a real pig's ear of my previous attempt at Chapter 5, although I have actually been playing a bit more of it since, and I think I've worked out how to make it work and hopefully succeed at it, which we should see in this episode. Now, what have they done here? What they've done is they've added a difficulty level to it, into the story mode. We've been playing as normal. But what you can do is you can choose to play on a harder or even an expert level, which doesn't appear to be ready yet. Probably a good thing, because I'm certainly not ready for it. As we saw in the last episode, in the easy and normal modes, you will actually be able to see up front what the level of demand is between any two cities. But that will be hidden when you go into hard and expert levels. So you'll get much less of an upfront idea of how profitable any particular routes will be. You'll need to pay for the surveys and so on. Surveys still exist, and we may see those in this episode. Any other things to note in the update? Let me just check on the notes. No, basically, yeah, fixed a few things, updates to the demand, and that's it. So let's crack on in normal mode. In Chapter 5, everything goes as it should. Right, we have seen these screens before, so if you don't mind, I'll just skip straight past them. Again, the reminder that what we're doing in Chapter 5 is learning about things like driver wages, buying into new countries, and special events and so on. So these things will be part of what we're learning to do in the game in this chapter. Now, the mistake I made in the previous attempt at Chapter 5 was to assume that I had to click into Switzerland here and buy a license into that country. You don't! Absolutely not. This arrow here will keep on pointing away at Switzerland until you decide you're ready to buy into another country. Even more importantly, you don't have to buy into Switzerland. Switzerland, as you may remember, costs $110,000 to buy a license to run transport into, which is basically most of my balance at the moment. You can actually buy into cheaper countries like Belgium which has only 2 cities as opposed to Switzerland's 3. Or indeed, for a very cheap option, which I think is what we're going to do today, go to Luxembourg, which will cost me a lot less, and we'll see that as we get into the game. Right, so the first thing we need to do is work out what cities have what demand and work out our first couple of routes. So we've started before in Clermont-Ferrand. Oh, we've got passenger demand into Bourges, which is good. We've got cargo demand, again quite a nice number there, 95 into Lyon. And both are fairly short routes, so we should be able to get away with running reasonably slowish vehicles. It's when you're on the longer routes, like out here to Bordeaux, you need to start worrying about paying out for much faster vehicles. Likewise, going into Le Mans, that's not really going to be an option. Bourges itself, oh, just those 2 towns there. Yeah, demand does seem to be limited in this chapter. In previous chapters we've seen, demand has been a lot better, or a lot broader, between more towns in the maps that we've been playing. Okay, so Paris, we got first class passengers to Le Mans. We've got, yeah, both economy and first class passengers to Troyes, and cargo to Dijon. What about Troyes itself? Oh, well, that's not good, is it? Just passengers to Paris. What about Calais up here? Yeah, we're going to make, well, we could make a lot of money on a route to Nantes, because that's long, but we'd only be able to afford 1 or 2 vehicles to do that. So that's not really in for a good place to start, I think. I think we could start here in Troyes and Paris. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to set up our first route between, we'll start in Paris, shall we? A route from Paris to Troyes. That will do. And the buses we want to put on there, we can't afford any mixed economy and first class buses at the moment. That's 170,000, and we've only got 150 still. So we're looking at, they don't need to be the fastest either. So we could use that bus, which is quite a few economy passengers. How many do we have? 69. So that's quite a nice number. We'll see how that number changes as we go through, because there's some interesting new dynamic in that, I think. Well, certainly in terms of the information you're seeing here. We don't need to go to 130 miles an hour, do we, for the first class buses? Now, if we go for these 2 here, then that is a good chunk of our money, but that's okay. Because one thing they have done in this build of the game, we will do that. So we'll put that bus on there, and that bus as well. Okay. Is they have reduced the rate at which vehicles deteriorate, so they don't require maintenance quite as often or as quickly as they used to do. Right, both these are making reasonable money, but if we notice, let's pause this for a second. Yeah, our economy bus here is not full. That is not a good sign. And obviously they're not happy with the speed of this. Now, this is one thing you will learn if you click on the magnifying glass here for the survey. So their expectations for speed and comfort of your vehicles. And that's going to cost me 6 grand. I'm not going to worry about that for the time being. No, because I need to preserve as much as my capital as I can here. So what I can do here is on this route here is change the first class price looks to be good. They're filling up the bus, but the economy price I think needs to come down. So if we take that down to 47, will that fill the bus up? Yes, they're happier with that. Okay, so if we go into the bus, look at the information. In fact, we can see here they're still not happy with the speed, but the ticket price, they're good with that. And the profit likewise. But on this particular bus, yeah, they're happy with that. Right, so we're making some nice good money from that. So can we put in another route? Either from Paris or from Troyes. Troyes, yeah, Paris is our only destination. But if we're in Paris, we could go to Le Mans. again for a first-class bus service, or to Dijon for cargo. Let's go for passengers, because we need to get 25 buses to meet the objectives of this chapter. Actually, let's set the route up first before I start buying vehicles. So there we are, that's that route. First class bus, 130 miles an hour. It's only 10 people, but that's okay. How many people do we have here? 32. Interesting. So if I put that bus on there, yeah, they're happy with that. But if you notice, keep an eye on Le Mans here. The bus comes in, has a capacity of 10 if I remember right. It takes 10 and the number increases. So you've got a very obvious upfront view of the amount of remaining demand. So I could in fact put 2 buses on that route. Actually, that's quite a good idea. I think I might do that. Can I afford that? I can. We'll wait for that bus to come out, because the bus I think will start in Paris. So if we put you there, there you go. Excellent. Right. Now we're at 14,000, so we still need to make some money. So this is going to take a while to work through, because we have to get our fleet up to 25 buses and 6 trucks, as well as buy a license into 3 countries. So that will take a while for us to do, but we are looking very profitable at the moment. So what we're going to do, I'm going to fast forward a bit until something interesting and exciting happens, or I need to take another step, and we will be back with you to examine the consequences of what's happening then. See you in a second. Okay, so we still have our 4 buses running the... Is it 4? It is 4, isn't it? I can't even count. But we're still making a fair amount of money, so we are now at $58,000, so I can afford to buy into another country. Now, as we saw before, Switzerland costs us down here $110,000. Belgium will only cost us $85,000, but Luxembourg, just being the city of Luxembourg itself, only costs us $25,000, which is good. I can afford that. So if we buy into Luxembourg, yes, we will do that. Now Luxembourg, good. There's a cargo route here to Troy. Fair demand in both directions. Interesting, it's going up and down. Why was that happen? Oh, it's 70 now. Interesting. Obviously there's something going on here underlying the mechanics of the game. So what we want is a new route from Troy to Luxembourg. That's fine. Anything else? No, there's no. One of the fun things about the tutorials here is that the game map actually changes for each session. So when I looked at this before starting this recording, the demands in France were actually quite different between the different towns. So the fact that I'm playing now doesn't mean I can use the same arrangement of routes the next time I play this chapter, which makes it even more interesting. But you know, you're still learning the same things. Okay, we've got news here. Drivers' strike. Okay, they appear to be happy anyway. So it says here, drag the slider left and right to increase or decrease the payment. Ooh, they're not happy. Oh dear! As soon as I click that, they decide they're not happy. Ooh. This isn't good. How much do I have to pay these guys? They are looking $1,600. That's extortion. It does look like that's the minimum I'm going to get away with. Okay, right. Okay, can I actually afford a truck between Luxembourg, and Troy? We have got. Oh, that's a bit slow, that one. It doesn't carry much either. Let's see if we can get away with it. Okay. It's taking its time to fill up. Yep. One thing they've added, I think it was in this particular build of the game as opposed to the previous one, is that if the demand in a city hasn't quite reached the number to fill a bus, the bus, or indeed the truck, the cargo vehicle, will wait until that figure has increased to load up the vehicle. Now, I'm not sure how long it would actually wait for, or if you can define how long it waits. Because in a game like Transport Fever, you can say, in fact, quite a few of these sort of train-based transport games, you can say wait until you get a full load, but actually define how long it should wait for. So it only waits sort of 10 minutes or 5 minutes or 20 minutes or whatever before setting off. So it's not spending hours and hours, weeks and weeks and years in game time actually at the station waiting. Right, so that appears to be working quite well. It's filling up and earning a fair amount of money. Okay, now our vehicles are looking a little bit, yeah, they're running down a little bit, this green bar at the bottom, but they're nowhere near in need of a depot at the moment, so we're okay with that. The thing to remember is that buying a depot costs us 25 grand. If we want to buy a manager, that costs us another 30, so I need to make sure I've got enough money to do that. I don't need a manager, but they make life so much easier when you've got a large fleet of vehicles. Okay, right, the drivers are still okay with the wage. They're still yellow as opposed to red, so that's okay, I think. They say in the build notes they've been adding more oh, that's just the sound effects. They've been adding new sound effects to the game. There are more charts and stuff in the game. Ooh, there are. So that's net worth, income. Ah, good. We like to see charts. So that's net income. All right, good. Oh, bother. Now this annoys me a bit. Is that they're now on strike apparently. So all the buses have stopped. It would be nice if you got a warning, so you'd actually say, well, actually, no, I will increase your wages, don't stop. So the thing is, I have to either pay them all off, and it will be ended for the current month, or increase their wages. How much would it cost to pay them off? 8 grand. If I increase their wages a little bit, 1670. Oh, they're happy with that. Okay. They're not striking anymore. Now, the other fun thing, we saw this introduced in the previous build as well, these little icons attached to the vehicles. So they're improving on that, so it gives you more information about the actual condition and what the vehicle's doing and so on, which is all very handy. Right, where should we put? I want to put our depot in Paris, although this truck doesn't go to Paris. Do we need a depot yet? Or do we want a new line? Let's have a look at putting a new line in here. No, don't do that. Actually, could we put another truck on here? We could actually. How much are those trucks? They're cheap. 22 grand. Okay, let's do that. Why didn't we just start in Troy? Oh well. Actually, if we look at the route they're on, is the route Troy to... It is Troy to Luxembourg, so that kind of makes sense, I'm afraid. Oh well. And is it filling up 2 trucks worth? It certainly is. A bit slow, but there you go. Actually, I'm running at half speed. That's why it's so slow. Let's speed up a bit. How are we doing against our competition? Yeah, Digifox has also bought a license, but has no vehicles. Well, we've certainly got more vehicles than anybody else in the game. That's good. I think we're doing quite well. Right, so once again, I will forward through a bit, and we'll... What's happened here? Oh, a holiday! A holiday! Where's that? It starts in 27 days, and it increases demand slightly. Okay, oh, so that's a general thing for the map, or at least for our country anyway. So, yes, we're month 6 apparently. So maybe that's June. Well, it would be, wouldn't it? Month 6. Anyway, yes, I'll see you in a second. Just the other side of this quick visual effect. And here you see the symbol on the truck here in Clermont-Ferrand, which is waiting for cargo. I'm not quite sure why, because it carries 40, and there seems to be 40 there already. It's the way it's working, but both vehicles appear to be very profitable, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. Oh, this means slow road. Yes, I'll slow down our vehicles on there. However, while we're here, if we look at these towns, we do have demand between them. Oh, hang on, this is interesting. Yeah, Bourges has economy passenger demand from Clermont-Ferrand and Lyon. And yes, so do we want to create a route which connects 3 towns together, or just in 2s? So if I'm in Clermont-Ferrand, I do want passengers from Bourges, but not from Lyon. That's slightly annoying. It'd be nice if all 3 would demand passengers from each other, but they don't. So what we're going to need to do here, I think, is just have, yeah, a bus route between Bourges and Clermont-Ferrand, I think. So that's what we will do. We're also going to need a depot between in Clermont-Ferrand to service all these vehicles on these routes as well. So that's going to be an economy bus, moderate speed, I think, 115. Should that do? Or will 95 do? Actually, I could afford a survey here, can't I? So if I go to Bourges, it's these symbols are in the way now. Now if I click on that, 69 to 110. Okay, so I think the 95-mile-an-hour bus, or is that kph? Don't know. I'm going to say miles per hour because that's a much better way of measuring speed. Let's put you on there and see how well you do. You're picking up passengers. You're not a full bus though. Yeah, the speed isn't quite right. So if we reduce the price slightly. Let's go. He's running at a good speed. That's better. You're much happier now, aren't you? Yeah. Good profit all round. Oh, I could do with a depot here, I suppose. Let's build one there. Yeah, we're making a reasonable amount of money. I've had the drivers go on strike a couple of times, but we're coping with that. Let's look at our routes. Yeah, everyone is nicely profitable. Those are very nice figures, aren't they? Oh, you see how slow those vehicles go on this yellow road. 14 days! Gosh, that... I suppose it means they fill up more quickly, but it takes them longer to get there. Yeah, so how profitable are you going to be once you arrive? How close can I zoom? That's close-ish. Boom! There. Yeah, fast, fast, fast. And you earn me over £1,000. I'm okay with that. That's fine. It's a pity that there isn't more sort of general demand between cities. It is so widely spaced out. Again, I don't know if that's true of free play or not as well. But okay, right, we've got 165,000. Perhaps we should start spending some of this money. We could spend it on expensive vehicles, but let's see if we can get anything in Belgium, which I can afford. It's 85 grand. Let's buy a license to travel into Brussels. So Brussels itself being a capital city, well, that's not very exciting, isn't it? A bit of demand between Brussels and Luxembourg. Liège. Oh, hang on, there's no... Oh, there is cargo between Brussels and Liège. That's okay. Oh, that'd be cheap. That should be easy. But nothing to France. That is really disappointing, isn't it? Oh, passengers all from Liège to Dijon. Luxembourg. Yeah, okay. Right, let's set up a quick route then between Brussels and Liège for the transportation of cargo. And we can have these fairly slow but bigger vehicles, I think. 40. Yeah, we'll stick you on there. You're going to fill up? Yes, you are. Actually, you're not full, are you? You are not exactly full. 39 out of 40. Oh, how dare you. Right, so if we take a penny or two off the price of cargo travel on that route. Click it down. There you go. Are you going to fill up this time round? Yes. Okay, so let's put another vehicle on there as well. Another one of you. Actually, let's wait for you to get out of Brussels because you start there. That's fine. Good. Waiting. Interesting, because you would have thought there was enough cargo there to fill it up. I wonder how that mechanic actually works. Right, our drivers appear to be reasonably happy. Yeah. Why do I say things like that? Why? Honestly. Okay, how much would it take me to pay them off now? 23 grand. Wow, I've got 12 because I've got 12 vehicles. What if I increase their wage to 1840? No, you're still not. Oh, go on then. You're going to be happier? Yeah, they're happier. Yeah. So here you see the symbol for the vehicle going to the depot, so you know exactly what they're doing. And that bus driver is happier now. That's good. Again, as I said, I keep saying this, I would like a bit of pre-warning sometimes. How's the depot doing in Paris? It's only got one vehicle, but we might as well. I've got money coming in now to expand that, to add another vehicle. Upgrade capacity. There you go. That doesn't cost much to do. And all our routes still profitable. That's cool. I don't know if you can... Oh, these drivers, honestly. I don't know if you can see any more information on the routes in terms of, yeah, their timeline for income. That would be good. So you can actually see if they're becoming more or less profitable, and so on. Because you might, certainly if demand fluctuates between towns, then you're going to need to pay attention to that. Okay, 1850 then. Oh, you guys are costing me a fortune. 1860. No, you're going to be on strike the rest of this month, are you? Really? Really? Come on. Stop being on strike. How long do I have to pay you for? Go on then. Oh, there's a concert. Where's that going on? Oh, in Paris. Right. Okay, so what does this mean for us? Significantly increases existing demand for a short time. People incoming and outgoing. So we could put more buses on there, perhaps. It's difficult to judge because I haven't been watching the numbers. Actually, how many buses do we have on these routes around Paris? We've got 2 there. 2 there to Le Mans. That's there's a cargo on that route, isn't it? I think to Luxembourg. Yeah, I think. Is it? Oh, that's Troy to Luxembourg. No, you silly man. So we could put. I'm not going to worry about that, to be honest. We're not going to worry about that. They're coming off strike. Good. How are we doing in terms of our goals? Ooh, nice little applauding sound effect. I purchased 2, 5. Yeah, I'm ahead of the game in terms of my competition. Right, time for another fast forward until something really exciting happens. I'll be back with you the other side of this visual effect. So here we are, continuing. I've been playing for a little while now, and as you can see, well, we've got quite a bit. Oh, I don't want to do that. Let's yeah, right, that's better. Right. I clicked on Italy, so it lit up as if I wanted to buy a license there, but I don't. So yeah, we've expanded from France into Luxembourg, to Belgium, to Switzerland, and to Austria. Slightly annoyingly, there are no direct roads between Switzerland and Austria, and they have to go via Italy or Germany. So I don't know if you could actually create a route between, say, Vaduz and Graz. Is that how you pronounce it? Because that would have to go through Germany. I don't know. But we have got lots more trucks. It's slightly frustrating in this scenario where you have to have so many buses that it is easier to put trucks on. I've got 12 trucks running out of the 6 I need, 16 buses out of the 25, and I've now bought, as you can see, licenses into 5 countries. And I've made over I'm currently standing at nearly $830,000. So my bank balance is quite healthy. One other thing you may be able to tell is I've turned down the sounds a bit because the constant thudding and rattling of money as each vehicle arrives at its destination does get a bit wearing on the eardrums. It would be nice if you could select which sounds you wanted to hear. So you could have, say, just notification sounds like vehicle repaired or something like that, as separate to the arrival or departure of vehicles, which on a large fleet is going to be constant. So that, I imagine, will get very wearing indeed. Okay, now to make up to the objective of 25 buses, I think I'm going to have to buy into Germany. I could buy into the Netherlands, but that's only 2 cities. I could buy into the UK, but there are no roads. Apparently you have to go by train or aeroplane between mainland Europe and England, or UK, the UK generally. And I can't really do that because I don't have a license for trains in this scenario. I could go to Italy. I don't want to because it's full of other people. Notice that the competition here is competing amongst itself, and there is actually, a couple of routes here. The competition is moving into my territory. That's Lasser Inc. And I can't tell much about them. Presumably this unlocks dirty actions, competitive actions against your competition at some point. Oh, hang on. That's just highlighting their route, is it? I thought they had another route somewhere down here. So I did see a bus somewhere in the centre of France. Never mind. Let's go into Germany. I've got over $1 million. I can afford this. It's only, it's less than $500,000. So let's go into Germany. Yay! Look at all that space to create routes in. There's a concert going on somewhere. Oh, down in Marseille. But who wants to go to Marseille? Apparently people in Vaduz. And that's it. Disappointing. Right, let's have a look at Munich. Between Munich and... No, I want passengers. Vienna. No. Did I buy into Czechia as well? Oh yes, the old Czech Republic. In fact, I think it is still called the Czech Republic, but people do know it as Czechia now, apparently, as well. Perhaps it's slightly simpler and easier. Ah, right. Okay, so between Prague and Linz. But it'd be nice if they were more connected to my depots. Munich, Stuttgart, actually Nuremberg. Look, oh yeah, look at that. I could put a lot of buses on here, I think. Yes, let's do that. Okay, so we want routes from Nuremberg to Munich. And from... Yes, a pity you can't really create looping routes here because there just isn't the demand between all the cities. And I don't think they have interchanges in the game. So you can't have people that want to go from, say, Nuremberg to Stuttgart go via Munich. You have to have a separate route from Stuttgart, between Stuttgart and Nuremberg. Yeah, that's the way of the thing. So there, Stuttgart. Actually, we could have a route between Nuremberg, Stuttgart and Frankfurt. Right, let's can we edit this route? If I click on it there, so that's Nuremberg to Stuttgart. I want to edit this route. I want to add Frankfurt, then back to Stuttgart. Now we'll see if this does what I saw in an earlier sort of playthrough on here, because my logic here is it goes from Nuremberg to Stuttgart to Frankfurt, and then back from Frankfurt to Stuttgart, and then it just goes back to Nuremberg and starts round again. We shall see, however. Right, so that's that route. Yeah, you're done. Right, so let's get some buses. So from Nuremberg, okay, that's both economy and... yeah, there's not 20 economy first class passengers. Would they take that bus? 10? Okay, let's try that. Okay, and big first class bus, big economy bus. Actually, this one here might do. Actually, how many people there was? Oh, we could use this one. Although this one has more comfort. What comfort level do they like? 0.8 to 2.1? Yeah, I think this one will do. I think. Yes. Right, we'll put you on and let's see. Right, so you're filled up. Where's my first class bus? You're not full up. Why not? Okay, because ticket price, speed, actually they all look good, don't they? But how many people are on there? 6 out of 10. Okay, we'll take the first class price down to say 76. Will that pick up a full load from Munich? Nope. Let's take it to 75. Will that pick up a first full load from... nope. But are you making money? A little bit. Okay, let's take the price down just a touch more. Okay, there you go. That's as low as I'm taking it. $73. Oh, okay. 72 then. No, but you are making money. Okay, we'll let you off with that. Right, so let's see this route here between these three cities. I think we've got enough demand, I think, between all of them, so we could put... the trouble is I need to get 25 buses, and if I put on a really big, impressive, comfortable, fast bus on, that doesn't meet the objectives of this particular scenario. So I think, yeah, if we put you on there, you're carrying 20, that should be okay. You may run a half empty part of the route, but you know, what the heck. And you, yeah, let's try you. See how you guys do. Right, you're full. I can't see the first class bus. Okay, again, you're not quite full. Or are you? Oh, you are. Excellent. Right, so they're going, yeah, up there. So from Stuttgart to Frankfurt, they should then come back to Stuttgart. Good, full of passengers, that's what I like to see. Now, this is the test. Where are they going to go to next? Why? This is what I saw when I tested this out. I have no idea why they are doing that, because that makes no sense to me I want to. That's the route, isn't it? Yeah, Nuremberg, Stuttgart, Frankfurt, Stuttgart. Why are they going back to Frankfurt? That makes no sense. But if I add into this, go back here to Nuremberg, then they should operate correctly. As I say, the logic of this eludes me. It may be because the game is sort of designed purely for point-to-point routes between one city to another. So it gets confused when you try and create these sort of back and forth routes. I think if it was simply a loop, so if there was another road from Frankfurt to Nuremberg, I could have it just sort of going round in the loop. That'd be fine. But it's when it sort of goes back on itself that it gets it a bit, well, messed up and screwed up and wrong. Right, where are we going to want a depot in here? Oh, we can go to, yeah, Frankfurt to Dortmund. Leipzig from Nuremberg. Yeah. Okay, so where would the... Could have a depot in both Nuremberg and Stuttgart, perhaps. Dortmund. Ooh, okay. Hey! I was a bit... What? What? That's me not watching the opposition. That is so annoying. How did Transitalia do that? They... So that's... Yeah, unfortunately, again, this is inadequate data representation here. I don't know what the split here is between passengers and cargo. The whole point of the exercise is 25 buses, 6 trucks. How have I missed out? I don't know. This is so mean. But this is a new graphic, I think. So, we've seen that at least. Yeah, net worth. Yeah, I'm doing really well. I am the most profitable. Income, for some reason, it really... Maybe that's because it was beginning of the year. Expenses, yeah, and net profit. Oh, look at... Yeah, I'm generally the most profitable of all of the competition. So that is really annoying. But anyway, I think this is a good point to end this episode. Another one with failure, but I really should have won, to be honest. In my own mind, I did win. So that's it. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Transport Inc. A reminder, the game is due for release in a week's time, from the time of recording anyway, on the 27th of August 2020. So look out for that on Steam. If you've enjoyed this, it would be great to hear from you. Just give us a like, would be lovely. Just click on the old thumbs up button. Even better though, if you've got any thoughts in terms of my strategy with the game, how I'm playing it, criticisms, hints, tips, anything you want to say, or indeed comment on the game. It'll be great to hear from you. Just drop a note into the comments box below. And in that regard, a reminder, they do have a Discord server and the devs are actively engaged with that at the moment, obviously going through the beta stage. So if you want to sort of keep an eye on the game, even more sort of directly than with the Steam forums, do join them on their Discord server. There should be a link to that in the description below. But finally, of course, if you've not already subscribed to the channel, you could do that now. And that way you'll know when I have another go at beating these cheating AI competition people in Transport Inc. But anyway, from me, Ajaxpost, here in Transport Inc. Until the next time, bye-bye for now.